What is up everyone, Mark here, welcome back to my channel, welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be ranking my top 7 songs for MGP Heat 2, so without further ado, let's get into my number 7 spot, which is Turn Off My Heart. Honestly, this song was not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but this is still not a song that I would listen to all the time. I do love the high notes and the violin though, and that does win this a lot of points for me, and to be honest, the song did kind of grow on me by the end, so for that reason, I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty solid song, but for me, it just feels a little bit boring towards the beginning, it's a little bit slow for my taste, and it's just not a song that I could really see myself revisiting, but it does have things that I like about it, so I feel like 7 out of 10 is a pretty good spot to give this one. It's a song that can definitely grow on me more when we see it live, but right now I think this is just kind of where I want to put it. Again, not a bad song, just not one that I feel is as strong as the other songs on this list. So with that, let's move on to my number 6 spot, which is Fuego. Now, like I said in my top 21, this is not the kind of song that I expected to hear in MGP, and that's a good thing actually. For me, this definitely stands out in MGP, because for one thing, there's no other songs in Spanish, and there's nothing else that quite sounds like this one, which I like a lot. I'm glad that we have a song that is really doing something different, really something unique for the contest. I don't know if MGP has ever had another song that has been almost entirely in Spanish, so this one definitely stood out to me. And I gotta say, this song is another one that I actually thought was a little bit more fun to listen to than the snippet was. But although I love Spanish music, and I think the song sounds pretty good, it doesn't do much with the genre that hasn't been done before. And for me, it's a decent song that definitely stands out in MGP, but it's not one that stands out to me on its own. And by that, I mean that I've heard this song dozens of times before. This is definitely something I could have heard on the radio and have heard on the radio, done better by other artists. Now, that's not to say the song is bad at all, but it definitely isn't super unique overall. And another piece of criticism I have for this song is that it does get repetitive towards the end, and I think it could really benefit from a strong bridge to really drive that last chorus home. And I just wish there was a little something to spice it up a bit in the second half. And so for me, the song is going to get a 7.5 out of 10. I think for the contest that it's in, it is pretty good. I also love that it's bringing Spanish to Norway and to MGP. So I think 7.5 out of 10 is a pretty good ranking for this one right now, and it still has time to grow on me, especially once we see it live. So I really am excited to see what they do with this song. And with that, let's move on to my number 5 spot on this list, which is Drøm, bort. Also, let me know how to actually pronounce that one. This song was one I actually liked a lot at first. I thought it started off really well. I love hearing Norwegian in songs, so this definitely earned a lot of points for me instantly. This song has a couple long notes towards the end that I liked a lot and worked really well for me. And the last 30 seconds of the song are pretty fantastic. Now, I will say one of the big detractors for me for this song is the chorus. I feel like the chorus is a little bit weak, and I think one part of that is that there are really no lyrics in the chorus. It's really just her saying na 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 over and over, which is fine, but I just thought it kind of felt a bit like it was missing something for me, and I just wish the chorus had a little bit more impact. So again, while the song has some great elements in it, I think overall it's not as strong as the other 4 on this list, and I feel like the other 4 songs feel a lot more complete and just are songs that I think are a lot stronger in this competition. And honestly, my top 4 are all really songs I want to see in the final for MGP, so this song is going to get an 8 out of 10. It is pretty good, but like I said, it's just missing a little something extra for me that I really think would help this song stand out a bit more in MGP and also rank higher in my list. So with that, let's move on to my number 4 spot, which is Swing It, Prohibition. And this song actually really impressed me. It was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be based on the snippet, and I really like how unique it is. It makes me feel like I'm in a 1920s speakeasy, and I really like that about this song. The sax part is great too, and won this a lot of points for me, and that last chorus with the sax in the background was excellent. However, the song didn't really click with me that much until the end, and I don't think this is really as strong as a contender as my top 3. I was really going back and forth between this song and my number 3 spot as to which one I wanted to really qualify, and I went with my number 3 spot just because I feel like that song is a little bit stronger than this one, and is a song that I personally connect with a lot better. But this song is still pretty good too. I like how unique it is. I like that it has a lot of elements that I enjoy in music, and I think it would do really well if it qualified for the final. For me right now, it just isn't one of my qualifiers for Heat 2. Again, all of this can change when we see it live. I think this song has a lot of potential and has a really big chance to grow on me as I listen to it more, and especially once we see this on stage. But as it stands, I just feel like my number 3 spot is a little bit stronger, but they're almost an equal footing for me, to be honest. So for me, this one is going to get an 8.5 out of 10. It is really good, but doesn't quite have the same impact as my top 3. So with that, let's move on to my number 3 spot, which is Ella Waste. The snippet really did not tell us that much, and so I pretty much went into this song blind, not knowing what to expect, and I was very happy with what I heard. The snippet really only showed the chorus, which I feel like is the weakest part of this song. The chorus is really mostly instrumental and really just consists of a beat drop, and so that was not my favorite part, but the rest of the song is really good. And for me, this is a song that I think has much stronger verses than the chorus. I think the verses make up for the chorus a lot, and definitely are some of my favorite parts of this song. The chorus, however, However, I wish had a little bit more to it, but thankfully the chorus did not sink this song completely. One of my favorite parts of this song, which also earned it a lot of points for me, was where Ella switches languages. And this was towards the end, and I'm not sure what language she switched to. It didn't quite sound Norwegian, maybe it was Norwegian, but if you know, let me know down below. That part just really surprised me and made me like the song a lot more. Another thing that I think is pretty obvious, but this song definitely is not the most unique. I've heard a lot of dance tracks like it, so that's another reason why I don't rank this as high as my top 2, but I still think it is really good, and those verses, like I said, are very, very strong, and are a big reason why this song ranks higher than Swing It. So I am looking forward to seeing how this is staged live, and I feel like this will grow on me just because I feel like those instrumental breaks in the chorus will be utilized as dance breaks or in some other creative way. So for that reason, I think this song has a lot of potential, and for me, Waste is going to get an 8.5 out of 10. So with that, let's move on to my number 2 spot, my second qualifier for Heat 2, which is Ekko Inni. And this song is great. Even as early as hearing the snippet, I could tell this song had something special. I knew it had potential, and I knew it was going to be a lot of fun to listen to. This song really did impress me during the full thing, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of electronic music normally, the song really did work for me. Sure, there's some elements in it that I didn't like that much, but when it comes down to it, the song worked really well overall. I really cannot wait to see how this is done live, because this song has so much staging potential. I think this is really going to resonate with audiences in MGP, and if the staging is done well, this has a really good chance at not only qualifying, but I would say maybe even a top 5 finish in the final. I like the song a lot, and of course I also like the use of Norwegian. I mean, this song really has it all for me, and I don't really have any big criticisms for it, just that the song, at least for me personally, took a bit of getting used to, but my personal preference aside, this was extremely well done. I think my only real concern when it comes to the live performance is whether or not Jone will be able to hit a lot of these notes without auto-tune or without any backing vocals in some parts, but I do know that MGP actually is offering auto-tune. I'm not sure if all the artists have used auto-tune in their songs. I think I read somewhere that auto-tune will be used to some extent in this contest, so I feel like Jone should be fine overall, but that's just one little concern I have. But in any case, this song for me is going to get a 9 out of 10. I think it is fantastic, a lot of fun to listen to, and a song that I think might actually get me into EDM, but we shall see. With that, let's move on to my number 1 spot on this list, my number 1 qualifier for Heat 2, and that is...
Oh, why do we do it? What good will it ruin?
So first takeaways from the song are I love the dark aesthetic, I love the piano intro, and I absolutely love the violin towards the end. The last 30 seconds or so of this song, where the song really ramps up, are fantastic. Some of the best 30 seconds I think we've heard of any song in MGP by far, and make this song such a standout for me. I loved Elsie Bay's song last year, and this song is almost better for me. I think this song has so much going for it, and I feel like to really become winner material, this song needs staging to match. I really want to see some dark, kind of creepy Wednesday Addams kind of staging in this performance, and I really hope that Elsie gets creative with it, because I feel like if we have really unique staging, this can potentially overtake Honestly as the top contender for MGP. I think the staging is really going to be the big differentiator for this song. If this song is staged well, this can totally win MGP, but if not, I think the song is definitely strong enough to get this to qualify, but maybe not to win MGP. I think the only little critique that I have for this song is that the chorus is a little bit weak for me in the beginning, but thankfully it picks up a lot towards the end. I was able to better appreciate the song overall once I heard that last chorus, but in the beginning there, I was like, okay, another generic dark sounding pop song, like whatever. But thankfully Elsie did impress me by the end, and for me, I think the song is definitely one of the strongest that I've heard in MGP, and I really am excited to seeing how this is staged live, because like I said, that will be the big differentiator between this one and Honestly as to who will be my top contender for MGP. But right now, as it stands, this song is definitely way up there, and for me, this is going to get a 9.5 out of 10. This song is excellent, really fun to listen to, really stands out with that darker aesthetic, and I feel like has a really good chance at not only getting top 5 in the final, but winning the whole thing. So with that, that has been my list of my top 7 songs, my top 3 qualifiers. Comment down below what you think about this video, if you agree or disagree with my list, what your top 7 is for MGP Heat 2, who you want to win MGP, and what songs you're hoping to see in Eurovision. With that, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your likes, comments, subscriptions, and all of your support. And with that, this has been my top 7, and I will see you all next time. Peace.